The companies selected for this assignment are YNH Properties Group Berhad and IOI Properties Group Berhad.
Aini Sofia, S79055.
YNH Properties Group Berhad. First, in terms of sector and industry, YNH operates in the property development industry. The company is residential focused while also undertaking commercial and mixed-use projects, particularly master plan townships. Next, for core business and products, YNH Properties is mainly involved in property development and construction, covering both residential and commercial projects. In addition, the group operates in hotel and hospitality services, as well as property investment and related services, which help diversify its income source. Moving on to challenges and business strategy, YNH currently faces high debt levels and liquidity pressure. To manage this, the company has adopted an asset disposal strategy and a dual market approach. At the same time, YNH is focusing on governance improvements to strengthen management and restore investor confidence. Finally, in terms of competitive position, YNH Properties has a long operating history since 1982, giving it strong industry experience. The company holds a strong land bank in Perak and Klang Valley, with a particularly high market presence in Manjung Township. Its diversified business operations also provide a competitive advantage compared to single-segment developers. IOI Properties Group Berhad. First, in terms of sector and industry, IOI Properties operates in the real estate and property sector. Its activities include property development, hospitality and leisure, as well as sustainable township development, which reflects its long-term and environmentally responsible approach. Next, for its core business product and target customer, IOI mainly serves mid to high-end home buyers. The company also targets corporate and business tenants, shoppers and lifestyle consumers, tourists and business travelers, and property investors. This wide customer base supports stable and diversified revenue streams. Moving on to challenges and business strategy, IOI focuses on strategic product positioning and targets high-growth regions to maximize returns. The company is also emphasizing digital transformation, sustainability, and cost efficiency. In addition, IOI aims to strengthen its recurring income base, especially through investment properties. Finally, in terms of competitive position, IOI has a strong brand and banking reputation. It owns a large and strategic land bank supported by diversified portfolio across residential, commercial, and hospitality segments. The group also benefits from a strong recurring income base and a solid regional presence, which strengthens its long-term competitiveness. Accounting standards for YNH Properties Group Berhad. First, MFRS 121 affects on changes in foreign exchange rates, which addresses issues related to foreign operations, currency transaction, and situations where currency lack exchangeability. Next, MFRS 10 and MFRS 128, which relate to consolidation, associate, and joint ventures. These standards guide recognition of gains or losses when assets are sold or contribute to associate or joint ventures, which is important given YNH joint venture structure. For IOI Properties Group Berhad, MFRS 18, Presentation and Disclosure in Financial Statement, introduced a new structure for the statement of profit or loss, classifying income into operating, investing, and financing activities. In addition, MFRS 9 and MFRS 7 cover financial instruments, including classification, measurement, and financial risk disclosure, which are relevant to borrowings and receivables.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rizada Ajana Balkis and my metric number is S79102. Okay, so this slide shows the horizontal analysis of IOI Property Group Berhad and YNH Property Berhad, which compare the percentage change in financial performance over time. So, for revenue, IOI Property recorded a small increase of 4.2%, showing stable growth, while YNH Property experienced a significant increase of 163.8%, indicating strong revenue improvement. In terms of loss or net profit, IOI Property showed a decrease of 48.3%, suggesting weaker profitability. Meanwhile, YNH Property recorded a positive change of 69.3%, reflecting better profit performance. Total asset for IOI Properties increased slightly by 1.9%, whereas YNH Properties total asset decreased by 14.6%. For liabilities and equity, IOI Property showed small increase, indicating stability, while YNH Property recorded decrease. which may suggest the debt reduction but also lowers shareholders' equity. Overall, IOI Properties appears more financially stable, while YNH Property shows higher growth but greater fluctuations.
My name is Norimani Sakina binti Baharudin, numeric number S79594. Okay, next, I will present the vertical analysis for IOI Properties and YNH Property. Vertical analysis is a financial analysis method where each item in the financial statement is expressed as a percentage of a base figure. For the income statement, total revenue is used as the base, while for the statement of financial position, total assets are used. This method allows us to clearly compare the cost structure, profitability, and financial position of both companies. Based on the vertical analysis, IOI Properties Group Berhad is clearly better than YNH Property Berhad. IOI Properties shows a stronger asset structure where property, plant and equipment increased from 8.36% to 9.29%, while inventory decreased from 4.17% to 2.71%. This indicates better asset management. In contrast, YNH Property has very high inventories remaining above 40%, which suggests lower sales and higher holding risk. In terms of cost control, IOI Properties perform better. Its cost of sale is lower and stable at around 55.62%, whereas YNH Properties' cost of sale increased sharply to 95.36%, reducing its profit margin. IOI Properties also maintains control administrative expenses at 9.56%, while YNH Properties administrative expenses rose significantly to 19.58%. For profitability, IOI Properties is much stronger. Its gross profit increased to 43.73%. At the company record a positive profit for the year of 34.94%. On the other hand, YNH Properties gross profit fell to only 4.64%, and the company suffered a loss of negative 20.79%. So, in conclusion, IOI Properties Group Berhad is the better company because it has lower cost, higher profitability and more efficient asset management, while YNH Property Berhad face high inventories, high costs and continuous losses.
Hi, I'm Azika Nuraim binti Nizar Bahari. My matrix number is S78844 and I'll be presenting the ratio analysis for IOI and YNH Properties. Starting with IOI Properties, IOI maintains a strong and stable position. While profit margin fluctuated, they remain solidly positive. Their liquidity is excellent with a current ratio of 2.40. They easily cover short-term debts. Their solvency is stable and efficiency has improved as they're reducing uncollected sales days to 69 days. Moving to YNH Property, YNH faces a more challenging landscape. Their profitability is a concern with negative margins and liquidity is tight with a quick ratio of only 0.45. However, their efficiency is a major win as they tripled their receivable turnover, slashing collection time from 105 days to just 39 days. As a conclusion, IOI is the stable performer while YNH is successfully fixing its operation despite profit pressures.
So, metric number S79600. For part D, we evaluate and compare between IOI Properties Group Berhad and YNH Property Berhad to support an investment decision. First, in terms of profit trends, IOI Property shows a stronger and more stable performance. Its gross profit margin in 2025 is 0.44, indicating good profitability. In contrast, YNH Property Berhad shows a weak and unstable profitability with a very low gross profit margin of only 0.05 in 2025.
Next, looking at the cost structure, IOI Properties Group Berhad demonstrate a better cost structure because it's still able to generate a positive profits. This suggests that its cost structure supports sustainable operation. On the other hand, YNH Property face difficulties in controlling costs, which contributes to its continuous losses. In terms of liquidity strength, IOI Property shows a very strong liquidity position. Although its current ratio from 2024 to 2025
it remains well above the minimum acceptable level. This shows that the company can meet its short-term obligation. Meanwhile, YNH Property has a weaker liquidity, with a low quick ratio of 0.45 in 2025, indicating potential difficulty in meeting short-term liability without selling inventory. IOI Properties maintains a lower and more controlled debt-to-equity ratio, reflecting stronger financial stability. In contrast, YNH Property relies more heavily on debt financing, which may pressure its cash flow and limit future growth. Regarding asset structure, IOI Property uses its assets more efficiently as shown by its positive return on asset. However, YNH Property records a negative return on assets, suggesting poor asset utilization. Finally, in terms of industry risk, IOI Properties is better positioned to manage risk due to its stronger financial performance. YNH Property is more vulnerable because of weak financial performance. So in conclusion, we decide that the best investment choice is company IOI Properties Group Berhad because of its stronger financial performance, higher liquidity, and stable profitability.